Welcome back everybody, and welcome to Siberia. Welcome to Russia. Now this might come as a bit of a surprise. I was in Mongolia just yesterday, but while I was in Mongolia I was thinking I need to be back in Germany in like 10 days, 2 weeks to attend the wedding. And of course I could have taken a flight, but I was right at the Russian border, at the international crossing, railway crossing. I was like, why don't I take the train home? Back to Europe, back to Germany, the famous TransSiberian train, and that's where I am right now. This right here is Lake Baikal, and for the next 5 days or so I'm going to be sitting in some trains while I slowly make my way towards Moscow. And I've always wanted to take the TransSiberian Railway journey, and while I was in the region I thought I might as well do it. Of course, there's a bit of an ethical question whether it's the right thing to do and go to Russia, but if you want to see the world, you have to make some compromises. And now here I am. I still have my bicycle with me. It's like sitting at the end of the train. And yeah, I'm excited for the coming days, coming week, while I make my way across the largest country in the entire world. I'm excited. Man, I can't believe I'm actually here. Lake Baikal, the world's largest freshwater lake by volume, and also the world's deepest. And as you can see, it's still partly frozen, which is a bit of a surprise, honestly. It's already May. Yes, it's Siberia, but the nights are already above freezing. So that's interesting. And in case you're wondering how the border procedure went, surprisingly smooth. Honestly, I read some travelers' reports from Westerners who also crossed into Russia, and many of them said that they were interrogated, had their phones, cameras checked and everything. But for me, none of that was the case, which was pretty welcome. And yeah, the only question I was asked was how much money I was carrying, and that was pretty much it. I was stamped in. They did check the bags and stuff, and then also had some dogs sniffing around, but that was pretty much it. Took roughly 2 hours to check every passenger. And as you can see, I'm the only one here in my little compartment. So that's very nice. The train is also pretty modern. Only a little bit too hot, I feel like. It's like mid to high 20s in here. Could be a little bit cooler. So I kind of want to jump in the lake. But yeah, we'll see about that. So this is what the toilet situation is looking like, in case you're wondering. It's all fairly clean. We've got toilet paper, soap, running water. Not bad. Here's my bicycle, kind of in the middle of the carriages. And I'm gonna get off at the next stop in a town called Slodyanka or so, because I want to spend some time by the Lake Baikal. The train would continue towards Irkutsk, which is like one of the bigger cities in Siberia. But it's a bit further away from the lake, so I'm gonna get off at the next station and spend a couple days here, because doing the whole stretch to Moscow in one go would also get probably a little exhausting after a while. But man, look how beautiful it is here. Alright, first steps on Russian soils. What a lovely train ride. And now, I don't know what to do really. I'm gonna ride along the lake for a bit and just go with the flow, see where that takes me. And welcome to the random Russian town of Slodyanka. I don't know anything about it, but I do know that I need to get some money. So I'm gonna go to the next bank and hope that they exchange dollars or euros there. Because of course you can't use your Western credit cards at the ATM because of sanctions. Alright, here we got a bank. Let's hope they're gonna exchange some money here. Unsuccessful first attempt. It was closed. Maybe because it's a weekend. But there's some more banks in town. Let's hope one of them will be open. No luck. Everything seems closed. Maybe I can change it at another place, like a SIM card store here. But looks like they're also closed. Huh. Maybe I'm gonna go hungry the next few days. I can't change money and can't buy food. Okay, I talked to a lady working at a SIM card shop, and turns out today is national holiday. So all banks are closed Tomorrow is Sunday, so banks are probably also closed. Oh, that's great news, isn't it? So now I can't change my money really. And I have one jar of peanut butter and one chocolate bar of food left, so that might have to last me for the next few days, next 2 days. So yeah, I don't know what to do now. I came here to the lake, check it out. Maybe I can catch some fish as another food source. I don't know. But oh, it's so amazing. All the ice. I think what I might do is head to or check out some hotels. Maybe one of them accepts euros or dollars, and then they can give me some rubles as change. That might be a good idea. Alright, no luck at the first hotel. But we have a nice Orthodox Russian church here. So that's great, at least. I went back to the railway station to ask the staff there, but they told me probably only the banks are gonna be able to exchange money. I don't know, maybe there are some government limitations or so. So yeah, those are not good news. No, I'm not too sure what to do. Well, what a great start here in Russia. I guess that's what you get when you make no plans really, don't do research for your trips. Okay, I'm now just gonna cycle towards the next town, which is called Kultuk. And even though it's smaller than the last one, maybe I'll have some luck there. Or maybe I'll get another idea on the way. Alright, I took a wrong turn. I hope they don't mind if I cross the train tracks real quick. Short stretch on the main road here. Pretty busy, but at least we got a big shoulder. Let's go. We got rubles. There was just a guy who looked at my bike a little bit, so I spoke to him, and then he ended up exchanging some dollars for some nice Russian rubles. Didn't get it on camera, but maybe that's better in case there's actually a law or something preventing people from exchanging money with other people. So that way he won't get in trouble. And now I can eat something here at the restaurant. You speak English or only Angliski? I'll take some noodles. Macaroni. Yeah, macaroni. So what is this? Yes, I don't know. Alright, my first meal here in Russia. Just some noodles and this pastry here. I think I paid $6 or $7, I don't even know. Anyway, let's give it a try. Taste how it looks. So the good news is I now got Russian money and had some food. But the bad news is that I no longer have internet. In the last town I had service on my eSIM, but here for some reason I don't. Which makes it difficult to plan my stay here at Lake Baikal. And well, first I gotta figure out where I'm gonna sleep tonight. If I'm gonna stay in a hotel or if I'm gonna camp. But to check for hotels I will need internet. So that's one reason why I'm going back. And the other one is that the other town was a little bit bigger, so there I can stock up on some food, some supplies, and yeah, this trip is really not well planned out at all. Alright, we got a supermarket right here. Oh, here we go, we've got camping gas. Alright, successful roadside grocery run. We got dates, some sunflower bars, peanuts, tuna, gas, sausage, some pastries. Not bad. I think Russia would be a great country to go train hopping. There are so many freight trains here. And I'm back to where I started, in Logistical, or whatever it's called. And I think I'm gonna go try to get a hotel room here, because apparently there's like a law where foreigners arriving in Russia have to register with the police or so within 3 days. And the easiest way to do that is through a hotel. So I'm gonna see if I can get myself a room here. What do you want? You know where's hotel?
Что?
Hotel?
Hotel?
Sleeping, yeah?
Что, до этого уйдем его? Слышишь?
Hotel?
До этого,
До
да.
отеля надо?
Hotel.
Hotel, yeah, sleeping.
Погнали? Он не туда. Go.
Okay, okay, go.
Hotel.
Here? Okay, perfect. Alright, okay, спасибо. Thank you. Alright, oops. Those boys brought me to this hotel here, but it doesn't accept foreigners. Hello, doggy. Apparently, not every hotel does the registration for foreigners. So that's a bit annoying. It's kind of like it was in China a couple years ago. And now, hello. And now I gotta go to another hotel in town. Apparently there's one hotel in town that does the registration for foreigners. We'll see if I can stay there tonight. Hello, puppy.
Нельзя?
I go to Arshan Hotel. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, I know Arshan. Yeah. Okay, apparently this place here does register foreigners. Let's see if that's true. And this hotel is fully booked. Great. But they told me there's one more hotel that apparently registers foreigners. Let's see if that's true. I'm running around like a headless chicken here in this town, dude. Yeah. No, it's full. They say tourist hotel. I don't know.
Ой.
Like here.
Подожди, сейчас скажи ему, то, что он горел.
The internet.
Пансик.
Yeah.
А.
Yeah. It burned down recently. Great.
Там есть их звонок.
Okay, your neighbors. Okay, we can go. Last but not least, I found myself a little apartment here. Oh man, what a first day in Russia. Did not really go according to plan. Giving you a little room tour here. So the first hotel didn't accept foreigners. Then the second hotel accepts foreigners, but was fully booked. Then they told me there was another hotel that accepts foreigners. But then the boys told me that hotel recently burned down. Isn't that great news? So now apparently there's another hotel right here which doesn't register foreigners. I think they didn't even ask me for my passport or anything, so I guess it's a bit under the table here. But I got myself a room, so yeah. I mean, it's pretty expensive. It's like almost 50 bucks, but the view is absolutely amazing. Right by the Lake Baikal here. So yeah, I'm gonna head to bed because I need some rest after today. Then tomorrow is gonna be exciting. because I'm gonna go on a day trip. But I'll talk about that in the morning. See you then. Good morning from the train. So this is today's day trip. I'm gonna be taking the Circum-Baikal railway line, which runs from Slutyanka to the town or village of Port Baikal. And apparently it's one of the most scenic railway lines in all of Russia. It's like 90 kilometers long, was built over 100 years ago, and crosses many nice bridges, goes through tunnels, and I mean the scenery speaks for itself. The whole trip takes like 5 hours or so it's very slow. And because of that, I'm not gonna take the entire length of the train. I'll get off in like 2 hours and do some hiking along the shore. And yeah, I think it's gonna be an awesome day. You can really start to feel the scale of the lake. Right here, 20% of the entire world's surface freshwater. Right here. Which is insane to think about. Alright, I just got off here at a stop called Maritui. It's like a tiny settlement. And yeah, a super scenic ride. So amazing. And now I'm gonna hike back like 10 kilometers or so towards a settlement called Baklan. And in the afternoon I'll take a train back to Slutyanka. So we even have some signs in English here giving us some information about the construction of the railway line. So here we have a small bridge, and it was constructed in 1902 and 1905. So that's quite a long time ago. And here we have a small overview of the lake's shore where I am, pretty much in the middle of the entire railway line. Here's Port Baikal and here's Slutyanka where I started. And here we have another train going in the direction where I just came from. And this is a tiny settlement here, more horses than people around. And yeah, all these small settlements here have to rely on the railway for their supply. It's their lifeline pretty much, because there are no roads otherwise. Alright, now let's start the hike and hope that we're not gonna be eaten by a bear. But I think I'm gonna be fine. I'm so lucky with the weather today. Pretty much clear skies. It's like 16 degrees. Perfect conditions. Also, this day trip was the main reason why I wanted to go to a guest house yesterday, so that I would have a safe place for my bicycle during the day. The tunnels are nice and wide, so that you could actually walk through it at the same time as a train passing through. It's quite fresh in here. So now we have 2 tunnels ahead, and here we have some explanation as to why that is. So the original tunnel, which is tunnel number 18, was built in 1903 by Russians and Italians, but apparently it was destroyed due to rockfall. And then another tunnel was built in 1905. And since 1914 the old tunnel is completely closed to trains, but the hiking route apparently goes through the old tunnel. kind of want to go for a swim. I mean, you can't come to Lake Baikal and don't go for a swim, right? But getting to the lake is actually not that easy because of these steep cliffs here. So we're quite elevated actually. And the reason for this terrain is the deepest rift valley in the entire world, the Baikal Rift. So we already know that this is the deepest freshwater lake in the entire world. It's more than 1600 meters deep, but the entire rift valley, so like if you include the sediments on the ground, is over 9 kilometers deep. It's absolutely insane. I mean, you could fit Mount Everest in here and still have space on the top. It kind of blows your mind how deep it is. Crazy. Another little railway stop here, and I do have to give props that there are signs regarding no littering and everything, and people seem to adhere to these rules. I also got some trash bins here, even in English and Chinese. That's interesting. But I haven't seen a single other tourist yet. I haven't seen another single person here, actually. Maybe it's still a bit too early in the season, and they will come later during summer. Okay, I finally found a small trail down to the water. So it's time to take a dip. Oh. Dude, it is freezing. I'm not joking, it's 2-3 degrees at most. I mean, on the other side of the lake, we still had ice on the water that hasn't melted yet. So, whoa, crazy cold. Going back in a little bit to fetch some drinking water. I didn't even go in properly the first time because I don't really want to get my hair wet and get sick because I got like a 4-day train ride coming up. Almost slipped in. It's quite slippery here. Quite a bit of algae. I went back up here because it is noticeably warmer than right by the shore down there. And I'm also filtering some Baikal freshwater. That's a very short train. Only one carriage. I'm still taking a little bit of a break here, enjoying some dates from Algeria. Not from Russia. Also make sure to watch the episodes from Algeria if you haven't. But yeah, they're really good. I still have like 1 hour until my train departs and I'm almost at the station, so time to relax a bit. And let's continue. Okay, I'm inside of a tunnel. And look at this, there's a really cool cave right here. Overlooking Lake Baikal. Huh. This would be a really cool camp spot. And I actually do have my camping equipment with me. Well, just the sleeping bag and the sleeping mattress. But I don't know. I don't have enough water, I would have to go back, so yeah, I'll continue. And that is it. I made it to Baklan. So the train should be here in like 30 minutes. Yeah, that was an awesome hike. I really enjoyed it. Only did like 10 kilometers or so. But still so beautiful. And yeah, I didn't do much more because, well, this is my gear. Look at my backpack. It's actually like the dry bag I strap on my wrap. And then I used the straps, the same straps, to make these makeshift shoulder straps. Then clipped another dry bag with a sleeping bag under here. And then a water bottle. And yeah, also I wore these small thin sandals all day. I have a proper pair of shoes, but recently like the heel support on there kind of broke. And now it digs into my foot and gives me blisters. So yeah, socks and sandals, Germany style. Yeah, now I'm gonna wait for the train and head back to Srdjanka, I'm gonna pick up my bike, then find a spot to camp probably. Here we go. And we arrived back in Slutjanka. This time I didn't get a window seat on the lakeside, but I got it on the first trip, so it's alright. Now I'm gonna go back to the guest house to hopefully pick up my bicycle. Let's buy something to eat at the railway station shop here. I think pretty much every station has their own shop, but they sell some food. Привет, hello. Can I have two?
1, 2, две штуки.
One, two, yeah. 1, 2, 3. And also two.
Две. Так, вот так вот 5. И вот 400.
Okay, спасибо.
Пожалуйста.
Alright. And we're back at the guest house. Okay, спасибо. And I got my bike back. I would count that as a successful day. Unlike yesterday, pretty much everything went to plan. And now the sun has already set pretty much. I'm gonna start looking for a campsite, probably next to the lake. Alright, I found a little secluded space here where I should be able to squeeze into. Right by the lake. It's interesting how there's still ice floating here. But just 20 kilometers over there, it's already all melted. So yeah, I'm gonna pitch my tent and I'm gonna have a loud night because of the constant freight trains passing through here. All set up, and with that I'm sending off here from Lake Baikal. First 2 days in Russia. First one was a bit chaotic, but today was super beautiful. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna start my TransSiberian Railway journey towards Moscow, back towards mainland Europe. And yeah, that should be really exciting. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, like, hype, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.